The object is about 3.5 inches long and 5/8 inches at its widest part, not including the hooks. The hooks can both spin and slide back and forth, which suggests it may have been designed to latch onto something while allowing for some movement. Does anyone recognize what this might have been used for? It's called a sistrum. It's essentially a noisemaker that has been used in religious ceremonies for thousands of years. Examples have been found as far back as the Minoans. The Egyptians frequently used them in their ceremonies, and the Coptic and Ethiopian churches still use them to a certain extent. They're also still used by Kemetic pagans today, but I'm not entirely sure of their use in that context. If there are any Kemetics around, maybe they'll chime in. My friend discovered this cast iron box in the crawl space next to the basement. The lid appears to spin but cannot be moved up or down, and it has a modern-looking lock on it. The box itself seems to be some sort of safe with a heavy cast iron construction and a spinning lid mechanism. It was completely removed from the floor but remains unopened. For context, we were already renovating, so we didn't break the concrete just to retrieve it. After cleaning up the lock, I found an engraving that reads Gary Safe Co., Los Angeles 21, along with a serial number that is too worn to read. I've been attempting to pick the lock all night without success. Does anyone have experience with these types of safes or any advice on how to open it? The safe was opened this weekend, and we found something inside. I haven't been to my friend's house yet, but apparently the safe contained a key and some coins. I'm excited to check out the coins. Maybe one of them has some value. As for the key, who knows what it's for? I have a feeling we may never find out, but it's still pretty cool. This metal mechanical device features a piston and a wheel that spins, weighing approximately 1.5 pounds. There are no visible markings or writing on it. It was discovered in the garage, and based on its design, it appears that an air compressor might be used to power the piston, causing the wheel to spin. Any ideas on what it might be? It's a homemade wobbler steam engine designed to run on compressed air through its piping. I found this squat wooden cylinder with a spinning upper half that rotates on the lower half, making a sound that suggests ball bearings inside. The bottom has 3 rubber feet and a hole that goes through the lower half. There are 2 burnt maker's marks reading MDB on the bottom. A vertical wooden strip is screwed into the base with a wing nut overlapping the top, and there was a small square of rubber on this strip, likely to slow the spinning motion. It has a diameter of 12.75 inches, top, and 12.5 inches, bottom, stands nearly 5 inches tall, and weighs about 11 pounds. The top shows scratches and some white paint stains, and it reminds me of the top of a bar stool or a giant yo-yo. The construction feels like solid wood, and it doesn't seem like it can open. Does anyone recognize this or know what it might have been used for? It's a Lazy Susan turntable, commonly used for spinning and decorating cakes. Some people repurpose it as a revolving spice rack in the pantry. The lever on the side likely functions as a brake to control the spinning speed, while the hole in the bottom is probably for lubricating the bearings. My friends found this small wooden barrel at a yard sale in Toronto. It measures approximately 8 inches long by 5 inches wide and comes with a matching tray and 2 small cups. The barrel is intricately decorated with tiny embedded beads and painted details, with bell-shaped adornments hanging from it. It appears to be handcrafted, possibly for decorative or ceremonial use. Despite searching online, including Etsy, I couldn't find definitive information about its origin, though I did come across similar pieces without much context. It does seem to be somewhat leaky, which might suggest age or that it was never meant to hold liquid for long periods. Does anyone know what it is? It's a decorative barrel designed for dispensing wine or spirits, with a spigot or tap originally fitted in the hole on the barrel between the cups. This type of item appears to be a Soviet-era souvenir, likely produced by a cottage industry. I only noticed this object as we were leaving our Airbnb in Cyprus, so I quickly snapped a few pictures without getting a chance to examine it closely. It features a metal barrel with a lens inside, flanked by two small compartments with translucent windows. There is also an aiming sight and what appears to be a handle or armrest, suggesting it may have been used for precision viewing or targeting. I assume it's some sort of telescope or optical instrument, but the lens was too dirty to see through. The barrel itself is approximately 30 centimeters long, while the entire apparatus measures around 50 centimeters. It is constructed almost entirely of brown metal, giving it an aged or possibly military appearance. I'm curious if anyone might recognize what it is or what it was used for. Any ideas? This is a very old ophthalmometer, also known as a keratometer. It is a diagnostic instrument used to measure the curvature of the anterior surface of the cornea, primarily for assessing the extent and axis of astigmatism. The device was invented by German physiologist Hermann von Helmholtz in 1851, though an earlier model was developed in 1796 by Jesse Ramsden and Everard Home. I found this in my grandma's basement. The hand crank turns both barrels simultaneously, and the entire piece is quite heavy. No one in my family knows where it came from or what its purpose might be. It appears to be old and well constructed, possibly made of cast iron or another dense metal. Does anyone have any idea what this could be? This is a Victorian-era candy machine, designed to make small candy balls. These machines were commonly used in the 19th century to produce sweets in bulk, shaping and forming them into perfect round treats. I found this object in the basement. It is made of aluminum, which makes a military use unlikely. Additionally, explosive security has ruled out any military application. One notable feature is the paddle wheel at the cartridge, which still spins freely. Someone in another forum suggested it might be a device used in sailing to measure speed on water. However, after researching similar instruments, I found that traditional nautical speed measuring devices look quite different. Does anyone have any insights into what this might be? I found a spinning globe with numbers on it in a hotel room in Lisbon. The object has several numbers arranged around its surface, with small holes positioned between each number. It also features a handle that allows it to spin freely. The design appears quite old, possibly antique, but I couldn't find any specific information through a reverse image search. Does anyone have any idea what this could be?